And the rupee has plunged to another record low of near 93.94 per dollar as oil prices surge over 50% since the West Asia war started. Heavy FII outflows and persistent energy risks are amplifying pressure, with markets now watching for possible action from the RBI.
It's a full-blown weight loss price war with Natco Pharma, Glenmark and Aries pricing as low as under 1,300 a month, 85% below innovators' levels, while premium players like Sun and Dr. Reddy's focus on the ecosystem and device-led differentiation.
HDFC Bank asked 3 executives to exit as a part of its AT1 bond sales probe following companies of mis-selling and disclosure gaps. The issue is linked to its Dubai branch. The bank says remedial actions and governance reviews are underway.
L&T has clarified 95% of its West Asia exposure remains operational with only limited disruptions near conflict zones, while logistics and global shipping remain challenges. The company sees no major impact yet.
And the government's revamped credit guarantee 2.0 scheme expands the corpus to 20,000 crores, aiming to ease the funding for microfinance players. But brokerages say benefits will be skewed towards smaller MFIs. Margin pressure may persist due to pricing restrictions.
India has removed airfare caps, giving airlines more pricing power amid rising fuel costs. Brokerages remain positive long-term on Indigo, but flag near-term pressure from higher ATF prices, weak West Asia traffic and rupee depreciation.
All eyes on the SEBI board meet today. Key proposals including same-day trade meeting for FPIs to ease the capital flows, reforms for REITs and in-REITs to boost the fundraising and tweaks to fit and proper norms. SEBI is also reviewing mutual fund risk and liquidity rules.
Welcome, you're watching Buy Now, Sell Now. I'm with you, Kavita Thapliya. With me is my colleague Ankita Saxena. And next 1 hour is going to be all about your stock-specific question. That's right, the only place where you can reach out to us, talk to our experts live on the phone, as well as send across your questions on the WhatsApp number that's flashing on the screen right now. Write down the name of the stock, the price at which you bought it. We'll get you a fundamental and a technical take from our experts live on the show. 865-797-4571 is the number where we are live right now. And before we move on, let's just do a quick check of the market. Definitely sentiments are weak and the markets have tumbled below important support levels. Sensex, we can see cuts off almost more than 1,800 points. On the Bank Nifty, it's almost more than 700 points. Sensex almost down 2.5%, 72,685. Nifty below the crucial mark of 22,600, now almost 2.5% and 591 points cut that we can see. Broader market extremely weak. Look at India VIX almost at 26 that we can see. The advanced decline ratio on the NSE shows 182 advances and 2771 declines that we can see. The top losers at this hour, we can see Shriram Finance losing almost 6%, Interglobe down almost 5.5%, Adani Ports, JSW Steel, Bajaj Finance, Jio Finance all facing cuts of almost 4.5 to 5%. Sectoral indices that are really down, we can look at PSU Bank. The entire financial spaces is not doing good. Nifty Financials and even PSU Bank down almost more than 4.5%. IT, we can see marginal cuts almost a quarter, but that's the only index also in red though. But apart from that, all sector indices are in red. But then before we go on to our viewers and get connected with our guests, let's just get a FNO snapshot. You know, it's time to look at FNO 360 powered by 5paisa. Sajit Mangat, our colleague, has joined us for more details on this. Sajit, hi, morning, and definitely not a great start of the week as expected, but what's happening in the FNO market?
As said, not a great start for the week, and the market seems to have slipped further in the last 1 hour of trade. If you look at the Nifty, Nifty is down nearly over 2.5% down, and the premium at nearly 18.5 rupees, and open it is up 2.11 for the Nifty futures as we speak. And a large part of that is as a result of the rollovers which are also happening to the second month. which is because the expiry is on Monday, coming Monday. Nifty Bank is also seeing some deep pain with the index down nearly 3.3% and open interest up nearly 3.13% there. But the real pain can be felt in the snapshot of Nifty Bank, which are the constituents of Nifty Bank there. If you look at Nifty, the HDFC Bank continues to be the top one with nearly 3.89% down there. Excuse me. And there's short build up happening in HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank. Axis is seeing some long unwinding happening. So across the board, either long unwinding or short build up happening across the banking stock, whether it's PSU or private sector. Open interest for the next week contract, which is March 30th, we're seeing good call build up happening in 22,700 and 22,800 there. There is an unwinding happening at 23,000 as we speak, but the picture will become more clear when you see the total distribution chart, where 23,000 continues to be having some put open interest there. So there is a hope that there would be a reversal which will come in, because currently there is a short which is getting created in the next week, and as a result of which, when the rollover happens from the current week or current month, there will be some kind of shorts which will be covered, and the bulls are hoping that it will push the index about 23,000 there. Future gainers include Premier Energy up nearly 1.7%, HCL Tech and Tech Mahindra are the other stocks where we are seeing some gains as we speak. Among losers, your Petronet LNG are down 8.6%, Adani Energy 6.9%, and Bandhan Bank is down over 6% in today's trade. Open interest gainers include short build-up happening in Oberoi Realty, Muthoot Finance, and Aurobindo Pharma, all seeing more than 4 to 6% jump in open interest there. Among losers, you have long unwinding seen in Titan, Bajaj Auto, and Bharat Forge there. Open interest down nearly 1.5% in today's trade. Among the most active ones, HDFC Bank continues to be most active, 800 March call, where the premium has fallen by nearly 6 rupees to 2.85. Open interest has gained by nearly 9 lakh contracts in today's trade. The stock is trading about the 750 mark there, and that's why the March put 750 March put is the most active, with premium up nearly 8.2 at 13.5, and then nearly 6.5 lakh contracts which have been added in open interest for HDFC Bank there in the options chain. Back to you, Ankita.
All right, Saji, thank you so much for joining us with the roundup of FNO. But let's get going with the show then. The number is flashing on top of your screen, so you can start writing into us and we'll start taking your questions. Now we're joined by Jigar S. Patel, who's a Senior Manager, Technical Research Analyst, Anand Rathi Shares and Stock Brokers. And we have Gaurang Shah, the Senior Vice President, Geojit Investments, who's joining us on the fundamentals. Hi, good morning, gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining us. Well, I don't know if it's a good morning or a good start to the week. That is a clear consensus that it is not. But Jigar, I want to ask you before we get started with the show about the levels to watch out for. Look at the cuts. The selling has intensified. The broader end is really taking it on the chin. In fact, we're down almost 4% now on the small caps. And Nifty is also can break below the 22,500 levels, at any given point. What are the levels that you will be watching out for in this week? Because, of course, Trump has given 48 hours, and we also have a truncated week of trade this week.
Very good morning, everyone. See, in terms of Nifty, first of all, let us see India VIX. In current month, we have seen 94% jump right from 14 till 26, almost if we consider today's session. So there has been a falling trendline channel resistance near 32 zone as well as a 24, 25 zone. So we have already taken out 24 levels. Now the thing is that there has been a tremendous overextension of this momentum indicator MACD on weekly chart of this India VIX. So in terms of India VIX, if we are closing below 25 India VIX today, today's particular session, then the structure would be a shooting star, and previous week structure is somewhere we can say kind of hanging man at the top. So there is a chance if we are closing below 25 in India VIX, then we may see some cool off in the market. Whereas in terms of Nifty, see 22,500 would be a very critical zone. If we are closing below 22,500, then definitely we may see 22,100, 200 mark within next 2 or 3 days. So as of now, the stance would be definitely very cautious. and we would advise to stay away from Nifty as well as Bank Nifty, because the kind of wicks we are witnessing right now, the option premium are skyrocketing. So let us see for 2-3 days whether the market is trying to close about 22,500 in Nifty. Whereas in Bank Nifty, see, the critical level is 51,500. If we are closing below that, then again there is a chance we might go and test 51,000 if further panic is created. So overall in Bank Nifty, the major support is 51,500 followed by 51,000, and resistance would be somewhere near 52,500 followed by 52,600.
All right, those were the important support and resistance level as far as Nifty and Bank Nifty is concerned. But then let's get connected with our viewers now. We have Mr. Naresh from Delhi on the phone line live with us. Naresh, hi, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm fine. How about you?
Doing good, thank you. Is it still raining in Delhi?
Yeah, it's raining. It's quite cloudy here, but yeah, a little bit rain also.
All right. So how can we help you?
Yeah, so I have two queries, especially for the long-term basis for at least 5 odd years. First is NTPC Green, and other is the Madrasa Sumi wires.
Okay.
I want to take a fresh buy for long-term basis in these two.
In both of these counters, fresh buys, right?
That's right.
Holding time is 5 years.
That's right.
Okay, fantastic. Gaurang, would you advise a buy at these current levels in both of these counters?
Well, so thank you so much, Kavita, for having me on the show. Good morning to all the viewers of ET Now, to you, Ankita. Small disclosure before we go any further that all recommendations that I'll be sharing with you this morning are part of our fundamental research team recommendation. Our company, Jujit, or myself, we do not have any kind of personal investments, no financial interest, no conflict of interest, but we give advice to our clients on similar lines. They might have their investment interest. So NTPC Green and is something that I'll keep my comment restricted to. The IPO, Kavita, if you recollect, was in November of 2024, and the IPO was allotted, the shares were allotted at, I believe, 108. The stock briefly went up post-listing, and then it has been trading below the IPO price, and currently it is somewhere close to about 95 or 96. So there is a decent discount available to what the IPO floor price was of 108. If you are a long-term investor, we had given as a disclosure, Kavita, we had given a subscribe to the IPO via our IPO note. And now that the stock is available at approximately 10% discount, or a little bit more than that, keeping that IPO note as the base of my recommendation, of our recommendation, you can definitely look at investing in NTPC Green. Don't put all your money at one time, because there are a lot of uncertain times in the market, Kavita, and there could be possibility of further pressure. Given that you have rupee at all-time low, you have India VIX at all-time high, you have relentless selling by the FIs, and the pressure continues to mount on the markets globally, including our markets. So you will get opportunity to add at lower levels. But yeah, you can start at current levels and add on dips. This recommendation is purely on based of the IPO note that we had on NTPC Green.
All right, so that's the word coming in on NTPC Green. But let's move on to the next a query that's coming in on WhatsApp. Likha is writing in from Kochi. She says she has bought FACT at a buying price of 926 rupees. Should she hold or should she sell? Jigar, let me come to you for this one. She's holding FACT and the buying price was 926. What should be her strategy now? Should she hold or should she sell at this current juncture?
See, currently, in fact, again, the trend line has been taken out. Recently, we, gave a breakout about the trend line, but again, there has been, again, a pressure from higher levels. So I would suggest to keep a stop loss, because the conditions in the market are currently very bearish. So we can keep a stop loss of around 740 on closing basis. If it is going below that, then we need to exit. And if we are not closing below 740, then there is a chance that we might see a bounce till 850, 860 levels.
All right, 740 is the level that one needs to really keep in mind as far as FACT is concerned. But let's move on and let's talk about a very special initiative, 20 years of telling India's story. Times Now has always put India's agenda first as we mark 2 decades of deliberation and action. we turn our gaze to the future, to a Viksit Bharat. Leading the charge and on charting the roadmap is the Times Now Summit, a definitive leadership platform that brings together the country's most influential leaders, thinkers, and change makers, all driven by one goal: shaping India at 100. Join us on the 26th and 27th of March in New Delhi as Times Now leads the national conversation where ideas meet intent and India's future takes shape. Question. Our guests our experts can hear you. You can ask your question, please.
Okay, madam. Okay, thank you. Sir, I've got CPCL shares of 100 shares at 850, sir. And BSC, I booked a profit at 3,100. Can I re-enter now, sir? What is the outlook for CPCL, sir? Can I book profit now?
Okay. So you are asking about Chennai Petro. That's right. You bought it 850.
Yes, madam.
Okay. And you want to hold on for how long, sir?
Around 1 year, madam.
1
Both
year.
shares around 1 year. Okay.
Okay. Which was the other stock?
The BSC, madam.
BSC. And this is for how long and what's the buy price?
That, but I've booked it profit, madam. I bought it around 2,500 and sold at 3,100, madam. Can I re-enter now?
You want to
Corrected,
re-enter?
actually.
Okay.
Yes, yes, madam.
Okay. Again for 1 year's time frame?
Yes, madam. Yes.
All right. Gaurang, I'll come to you for both of these stocks. Chennai Petro, if it's there in your coverage.
Kavita, unfortunately, we don't have coverage on Chennai Petro, but on the second query, BSC, though this is not a direct recommendation to buy, sell and hold, but just let me highlight the sector because Indian capital market sector is something that we are positive on. And BSC happens to be one of the strongest players in the Indian capital market segment. It is a platform provider. There is a tailwind positive about not so confirmed news that possibly in the second calendar half of this year, that is 2026, we are most likely to see the IPO of NSE. This will be a tailwind positive for the stocks related to the Indian capital markets. One company that we are positive is into services, is a service provider for the Indian capital markets, and that is Computer Age Management Services. And, after all this, unfortunate geopolitical situation that has evolved in the Middle East, there is going to be some logical conclusion. The only thing we don't know is when, how, and in which form, and to what extent the damage is going to be before that, there is some resolution. Once that comes through, Kavita, I think there is going to be tremendous amount of positivity in the market. Till such time, there will be an overhang, but remain optimistic on the Indian capital market segment.
All right. Let's just also get a positional view and your entry price. Jigar, your comment on Chennai Petro, 850 he bought it for, and also re-entry level in BSE.
See, first of all, in Chennai Petro, already we have seen a tremendous rally from 850 and currently it is somewhere near 1025. But overall, there is a massive resistance of 1100 followed by 1110. So I would suggest as of now to wait and watch and don't average at this particular price. And I would suggest him only when this Chennai Petro closes above 1120 on weekly basis. And if it is closing above that level, that is 1120, then we may expect a target of 1250.
All right. Thank you so much for giving that view. But let's move on to the next question coming from K. Guru, who's writing in from Chennai. This is, let's move on to the next question that's coming in from WhatsApp first. Balaji is writing in from Chennai. He says that he wants to buy Sundaram Finance. For the short term, he's bought 300 shares of IRFC as well at 98. Should he hold or add more for the next 6 months to 1 year? Jigar, let me come to you for this one. Sundaram Finance for the short term and IRFC, what levels to watch out for?
See, in Sundaram Finance, it is clear cut no, because there has been a triple top formation at 5,500 since last 1.5 year, and currently we have broken the important support of 4,700. So we are expecting a further downfall in Sundaram till 4,200, where if it is testing this level, then I would recommend as of now to wait and watch and buy near 4,200 Sundaram Finance. And second one is this IRFC. See, it is heavily beaten down stock, IRFC. If we look at the top, which was 225 and currently below 100, almost more than 50% is wiped out. So I would suggest him to, wait for a level of somewhere near 85 to 86, which is a previous breakout zone from 2023 October month. So that would be a very good support where we may see a reversal. And after that, the target is expected near 120, 125 levels, and the stop loss would be placed below 78 on daily closing basis.
All right, thanks Jigar for that view. But now let's get on board a live caller. This is Vijayan who's joining us from Tamil Nadu. Hi, good morning, Vijayan.
Good morning, madam.
Vijayan, tell us what's your question?
My question is this right time to purchase MCX, madam, for a period of 2 years?
Oh, okay. For MCX, interesting question, given that, all these capital market stocks are, reeling under pressure. In fact, MCX has also, if you pull up the charts for MCX, MCX is down and out almost 5% in the trading session. But it is one of the, resilient stocks in the last 6 months, Gaurang. This is for the period of next 2 years. On the fundamentals, what do you see for MCX?
Well, again, no direct coverage, so won't be able to give buy, sell, and hold, Ankita. But like a similar comment with respect to BSC, that happens to be a platform for a platform provider for investment into stock market. MCX happens to be one of the largest player in the commodity market, and that is also this one also is a platform provider to participate in the commodity market. Over the last maybe about 6 months, 1 year, 1.5, 2 years, if you actually go to see, MCX has done phenomenally well. There is a lot of participation, footfalls are increasing, volumes are going up. The only problem remains the immediate short to medium term in terms of the uncertainty in the global markets. And of course, like the Indian capital markets, we believe that the Indian commodity market is also going to grow at a decent run rate. He said he's got 3 years time horizon, which is also very, very supportive. So it's a strong player. And in terms of peer comparison, there are not many players with which we can do comparison. But a decent amount of market share belongs to MCX in the commodity market.
Right. Okay, Jigar, let me also come to you for your view on MCX. Now, 2 years for the technicals is a long period, long of time frame. But for the next 1 year, what do you see on the charts for MCX?
See, currently it is a very, kind of chart where I'm expecting a top formation near 2,600 followed by 2,650, and currently we are placed below 2,300. If you look at monthly chart, there has been a shooting star pattern in the month of March with bearish divergence. So currently I'm not comfortable at this level, and I'm expecting a further cut till 2000 level or followed by 1900 level within next 5 to 6 months.
All right, so that was a technical as well as fundamental take on MCX. But then it's time for a short break, and post that we are still answering your stock specific question. Keep writing.
Viju Phillips is writing in from Muscat. He says, is it the right time to enter BPCL for the next 1 year? It's ironic how somebody wants to invest in BPCL at a time when, oil is, creating a havoc across global markets. The BPCL, one of the oil marketing companies, of course, is going to be negatively impacted on the back of that. And the period is also just 1 year. What would be your advice? First, let me come to you, Gaurang.
It's a difficult question to answer, Ankita, to be very honest. At a time like this, when crude is on the boil, natural gas is also on the boil. And the fact of the matter, Ankita, is that the impact of rising crude oil prices goes and hits the oil marketing companies directly. Now, we've seen that there has been a marginal increase in premium petrol by about 2 rupees, if I'm not mistaken, per liter. There is also a fact that in India, we have elections in 4 states and 1 union territory in the month of April and May, if I'm not mistaken, and I stand to stand to be corrected if I'm wrong on that particular date. Till such time, I don't think the government would want to increase the petrol and diesel prices that the common man consumes. And transportation, as we all know, Ankita, diesel is widely used for transportation, so your inflationary pressures will also likely to go up. Having said that, and with the caveat that we don't know where this war is heading, and we definitely don't know where the crude oil prices are headed. If crude oil has to boil to 120, 125, $150 a barrel in the next couple of weeks and months, then there is a lot of problem on hand for world economy and India for more, because we import almost about 75-80% of our energy requirement. Having said that, not with a 1 year time horizon, but maybe with a 2 year, 2.5 year plus kind of time horizon. If you're looking at investing in BPCL as a disclosure, we have a positive coverage on BPCL. But again, I would repeat, not with a 1 year time horizon, with a little bit longish time horizon.
Exactly, Gaurang, because it's the time horizon also that's of the essence here. Why? Coming to you, Jigar, I guess he would have written, he would have asked for BPCL to enter perhaps as a contra bet, because it's likely to correct, and perhaps in the longer term it might give the returns therefore. But 1 year is anyway a very small time period given the situation right now. But what would be the entry level, since he's also asked the right time to enter BPCL?
See, the entry levels are way below, because almost in current month we have, seen 30% cut in BPCL. But overall, based on the trend line, which is historical trend line right from 2007 till date, the correct entry price would be somewhere near 235. 230 zone, which is also the support from trendline as well as Ichimoku cloud. So I would suggest him to buy in a staggered manner rather than going all in at at one time. So 225, 235 is 10 point zone where we may see a stabilization, and again on the upside maximum side, I can expect somewhere near 335, 350 for next 1.5 years.
That's the band in which we will see BPCL going on as per the technical chart. But then let's move on. Let's take Mr. Akambarai's question from Hyderabad. He says that he's holding 300 shares of ITC at 450 and 75 shares of KPIT at 1159. He wants to add at the current prices in both of these counters. I'm not sure the time horizon, but let's take a technical and a fundamental. Gaurang, do you have this in your coverage, ITC and KPIT?
So both appears on the positive side, Kavita, from a long-term point of view again. Well, ITC just suffered, ITC and related companies which are into tobacco products and cigarettes, in terms of the price hike and the increase in the structure. And the stock is below 300 right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, somewhere close to about 290, 291. From a long-term point of view, we remain positive. On KPIT Tech, now this happens to be a, I believe, small cap IT sector stock, and in times like this, our sense is that IT and maybe to a certain extent, power generating companies, defense sector, BFSI segment is relatively less impacted with the crude oil price on the boil. So, and again, there was a little bit of disappointment in one of the quarters gone by for KPIT Tech. But from a long-term point of view, like I mentioned, we have positive coverage on both. Start at current levels, and on dips, you can add on to it.
Jigar, what's going to be your recommendation as far as adding more is concerned?
See, on ITC, again, if you look at the chart, right from COVID bottom till September 2024 top, we are almost down and currently we are facing the retracement of 61.8%, which is close to 285, and current market price is 291. So this level 61.8%, aligns with the previous breakout zone of 2022 May. So this would be a very critical and very good support expected. So I would suggest him to add near 280 to 90 zone on ITC, and in KPIT Taxi, similar kind of chart. If we look at the latest swing low of weekly chart from May 2022, we are almost completed the retracement of 88.6%. And based on indicators, indicators are heavily oversold and overextended. So even since last 2 weeks, we are expecting some, a kind of sideways move in KPIT tech. So we are expecting some consolidation in the zone of 630, 660 zone. So 630, 660 zone would be ideal for accumulation at current levels.
All right, let's quickly slip into a short break before we come back and get all your questions answered. So stay tuned.
Jigger, he's got 40 shares at 12.10. He wants to know a short-term strategy, whether to hold or exit.
See, currently in Avanti Feeds, there has been a negative breakdown. The support was 1180, and we are trading below that. So the next support lies somewhere near 1115. So if it is going below that, then there has to be definitely a stop loss place around that level 1115. You can expect a stop loss. If it is going below and closing below that particular level, then there has to be a definitely exit from this stock, because the overall structure will get very weak if it is going below that.
All right, so that's Avanti Feeds on the charts, but there's another one coming on the technical front, and that's Murli writing in from Andhra Pradesh. He says he's bought 122 shares of Electra Green Tech at 1,122. He needs your advice for the next 2 months. Jigar, coming to you, Electra Green Tech is what he's bought. What would be your advice for the next 2 months?
Since last 2-3 days, there has been a very good traction in Electra Green Tech. We have seen a falling trend line breakout, as well as the previous swing high also taken out. So the structure is trying to get into bullish zone, and there is also bullish divergence near the extended bottom. So I would recommend to add near 1000 level if it is coming and testing that particular level, and keep a stop loss of below 950, and overall the above higher side can be seen till 1250.
That's the take, a technical take coming in on Electra. But then let's move on. And a very interesting question. This is from Ms. Manisha Kala, and she wants to invest 5 lakhs in 5 best stocks in different sectors. She wants to know how to invest and everything about investing in dips. So we'll take both technical as well as fundamental view. Gaurang, I'll start with you. Very interesting question, and in fact, hats off to Manisha, because a lot of viewers at this particular time where the market is are really scared to put in money. So yes, she's doing the right thing.
Well, before I go any further, let me also give a piece of cautious and advice also. It's good, Kavita, that people are getting encouraged to invest in this kind of a market, because I always believed that these are the kind of markets that give you opportunity. And honestly, I'm giving a blanket disclosure, Kavita, that I did not stop my SIPs during this time. I did not stop my SIPs when Israel-Hamas happened. I did not stop my SIPs when Russia-Ukraine happened. And I did not stop my SIP when COVID hit the world. Because these are the times when you invest from a long-term point of view in fundamentally sound stocks. You get a decent rate of return as you go into the future. Having said that, she's got 5 lakhs of rupees. I would definitely not advise her to do anything extraordinary. Pick up 5 top names in the large cap universe from 5 different sectors. And if I have to name all those 5, and I'll also go to the extent that once you deploy your 5 lakhs of rupees, don't stop. If you have investable amount every month or every couple of months, add on to it, do a SIP, and that's how you will create a portfolio. So the names are in the PFSI segment. if I have to, there are a lot of coverages, Kavita, but because there is a limited 5 lakh rupees capital available, so Axis Bank would be the one from BFSI segment. In cap goods engineering, L&T, so that's second. In diversified play, again, L&T is also a diversified play, but a second diversified play is Reliance Industries, so that's third. Fourth one would be from the auto space, that is Mahindra and Mahindra. And if I have to pick something from the defense universe, then Bharat Electronics Limited will be the last choice. So these are the 5 names. You can deploy proportionately, divide your 5 lakhs into 5 parts, and in future also follow the same strategy and go on adding.
All right, Gaurang, thank you so much for that. But we have come to the end of the show. This was the last stock query. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow. Gaurang and Jigar, both of you, thank you so much for coming on board and answering all the questions today. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Buy Now. But we'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned to ET Now.
मेरा इन्वेस्टमेंट डूब गया,
मेरे रिटर्न्स रुक गए,
मेरा अकाउंट हैक हो गया। अब क्या करूं?
कौन हेल्प करेगा?
कहां करूं शिकायत?
आरबीआई के सचेत पोर्टल पर।
क्या?
हाँ? ऑनलाइन फ्रॉड्स, फेक इन्वेस्टमेंट स्कीम्स, अनऑथराइज्ड।
नो चांस। इसलिए पॉलीकैब ग्रीन वायर्स, जो है लेड फ्री और इमरजेंसी में दे कम टॉक्सिक गैस। पॉलीकैब ग्रीन वायर्स, इंडिया सेफ हैप्पी कनेक्शन।
Nice, yeah.
Hey, Mahi, suggest a cool bank जो environmentally conscious हो.
SBI, coolest है.
Really?
SBI ने लाखों पेड़ लगाए, वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट प्रोजेक्ट्स को फंड किया, EV लोन्स पे कंसेशंस दी और रेन्यूएबल एनर्जी को मैक्स सपोर्ट किया.
Wow, that's cool.
SBI, the banker to every Indian. Truly.